Hello, I'm Haley Henahan with Littlesleepersanddreamers.com, and I am your pediatric sleep consultant. Now, you may have heard from a friend or read somewhere that sleep training doesn't always work. But guess what? It does. It actually works. The problem is that people may be unknowingly sabotaging their efforts. In this video, I'm going to be going over the mistakes you could be making without even realizing it. Mistake number 1 is not realizing what sleep training actually is. Sleep training isn't just about getting your child to be a good sleeper. It's not about getting your child to sleep through the night. While those are great goals, sleep training is actually teaching your child to fall asleep independently. That means that whenever they wake up, they are able to go back to sleep without any assistance. Sleep training is a skill. Oftentimes people think that it is something that children just know how to do. But to be a good sleeper, to fall asleep without any assistance, is a skill, just like learning to use the potty. Mistake number 2 is drowsy but awake. A lot of people cling to the drowsy but awake strategy. That is where you get your child sleepy, you get them drowsy, and you lay them in their crib to finish off and fall asleep on their own. While this is a great strategy for a newborn, this doesn't work once their sleep cycles mature. You want to be teaching them how to go from fully awake to fully asleep. If you always help them get drowsy, they're going to expect that while they're sleep training as well. So you want to make sure that when you are putting your child to bed, that they are fully awake. Research even shows that children who go to bed fully awake and go right to sleep on their own have less night wakings than those that are put down drowsy or asleep. Mistake number 3 is not being ready. There are many parents that come to sleep consultants and want to sleep train their child, but they actually aren't ready. They aren't ready to make the sacrifices. They aren't ready to make those changes because it takes a lot of work and a lot of consistency. You can also expect to hear crying from your child, especially those first few nights. They are going to protest. They are not going to like this new way of doing things. And if you can't handle even a little bit of crying, it might not be the right time. You might be pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone, and that is just not going to work. So if you are not ready, that is okay. You should not feel guilty about that. You should not feel like you should be ready. You should wait for a time where you can follow the sleep plan consistently and be okay with whatever the plan entails. Even though there will be some crying with sleep training, if it is done properly, the crying will decrease as the days go on. Mistake number 4 is being inconsistent. Now, when you are given a plan, it is something that is meant to be followed. If you don't follow through step by step to everything in the plan, it's just not going to work. I know that parents do not like to hear their child upset and crying and wanting to go in and comfort them, and that makes sense. I get it. But if you don't follow the plan and be consistent, it's not going to work. It is sending mixed signals to your child, and that's just going to throw them off. So in order for sleep training to work, you need to be consistent. You need to be prepared to make the hard sacrifices, to make the steps, to hear some crying, even when you want to go in and snuggle your little one. It is for their benefit, and the more you stick to it, the more consistent you are, the sooner they will be able to learn this skill and go to sleep without any crying. Being inconsistent is actually the number one reason why sleep plans don't work. It's because you are not clear on your expectation for your child. And when you give in, it actually makes it that much harder. If your child is crying for 5-10 minutes and after 10 minutes you go in, they now know that after 10 minutes I get mommy or daddy or whatever it is that you give them. And then the next time, if you try to do it again, but this time you have them go even longer because now they know that they need to wait at least 10 minutes. Well, now at 15 minutes you go in, that extends their crying and they will do it for 15 minutes now. So by staying consistent, you actually decrease the crying. Mistake number 5 is keeping a sleep crutch. A sleep crutch is anything that a child relies on to fall asleep that is not in their control. So this could be nursing to sleep, having a pacifier, having mom or dad rock them to sleep, anything that they will need from you or from something else when they wake up in the night. Now, some parents might think, oh, well, it's okay. They've been so good with it so far. I'm just going to keep it. It's just very confusing and it won't work. If your plan is to get rid of that sleep crutch, then it needs to happen. Let's take nursing, for example. If every time you put your child to sleep, they nurse to sleep, when they wake up in the middle of the night, whether they're hungry or not, they're going to want to nurse because that's how they get back to sleep. They are not able to do it on their own. They are needing that nursing to go from awake to asleep. So by eliminating the crutches, you are able to teach your child to fall asleep. So if your sleep plan says to get rid of it, then you need to make that hard sacrifice and get rid of it. Even if it makes those next few nights very difficult, in the long run, it will be so much more beneficial. Mistake number 6 is not having a proper sleep environment. Now, this might be something that you might easily skip over, but it is very important to your child's sleep training. You want to make sure that that room is dark as can be. You want to be able to go in, shut off the lights, close the curtains, and let your eyes adjust. Then you want to hold up your hand just close to your face. If you can see it, it's not dark enough. You want that room to be very dark so that it signals to their little bodies that it is time for sleep and that it produces the melatonin that their little bodies need to go to sleep and stay asleep. A big component of early morning wake-ups is because the room is too light. The sunlight comes in and it wakes up your child before their wake-up time. So making sure that room is dark is super important. You also want to make sure that they have a sound machine. This is great for little babies as they are used to that sound from being inside the womb, but it is so important for older children as well as it blocks out any outside noises that could be waking them up. It is also very calming to them. Once they hear that, they will know that it is time to go to sleep. And the last thing is you want to make sure that the room temperature is between 68 and 72 degrees. The reason for that is because babies can get overheated easily. So you want to keep it cool in their room so that they are safe as they sleep. Mistake number 7 is that you're starting at the wrong time. If your child is going through teething where you know a tooth is about to pop soon, or they are sick, or you have family coming into town, or you're gonna go on vacation, those are not the times to start sleep training. You want to make sure you can cut out a full 2 to 3 weeks where you are home, you are reducing activities so that your child can get used to a proper, consistent schedule. That schedule will help them know when it is time to sleep, when it is time to wake up, when it is time to eat, and that they can start predicting that. It will help everything go so much smoother if you can stay consistent with their schedule and not have a lot of extra activities going on. And mistake number 8 is starting without an actual plan. Now I know it's easy to hop on the internet, go through Instagram, and find bits and pieces of what you can do to help your child sleep better. And that's great. But without a formal plan, you might be hopping from one idea to the next, and that is just confusing to you and your child. If you think you are ready to sleep train, you are committed to get your child to sleep 11 to 12 hours each night, go ahead and email me at littlesleepersanddreamers@gmail.com, and I can help you get started with a customized sleep plan for your little one. I hope you found this video very helpful. In the comments below, let me know, what tips were you surprised to hear about? Did you think you knew everything, or was there something brand new that you didn't think could be sabotaging sleep training? Go ahead and like this video by clicking the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the alert bell as more videos will be coming your way. I'll see you in the next one. Sweet dreams.